Hello, everybody, all over the world. Fuck. That's the right one. Hello. Welcome to HiGPS, episode 173. I bought this one and I needed an excuse to do it today. This is Pingu, I think. So yeah, we have a show today for you, kind of rushed show. I wanted to do something else, but I didn't have enough materials for it, so it's going to be the week after next week. And of course, the next topic you can still submit replays for is the sniper with Razorback shutdown. You can kill any sniper wearing the Razorback, and you can shut him down and give him a really hard time as any class, but sniper. That is your mission. So today, you might have seen it here. It's going to be another coaching episode. That was a mediocre play, but it's something we all can learn from. I think even though if you're an aspiring new UGC player playing in Iron, or maybe you're even going to go in the, what is it called, Highlander Open. That is like if you want to get into competitive Team Fortress 2 and are not wanting to play against people who are insanely good, then you can check out Highlander Open. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of newer players with less competitive experience. It's going to be a cup. You're going to play a lots of new teams, a lot of new faces, and there's a lot of stuff for that. So you can go to highlanderopen.org and check that out if you want to get into some of the Highlander action. And it's all explained on the page, very simple, what it is and all that stuff. So if you're just tuning in and you have no idea what that is, and the year is not, I mean, if you're checking this and the year is 2014, then you can check it out. If it's any other year than 2014, then you're either, well, you're going to be late, maybe for the first one. So, yeah. Let's disable the voice, shall we? There we go. Alright. So before we start, I got a message on YouTube. By the way, people who've won the YouTube raffles, you gotta check your inbox if you can find it, because finding your inbox on YouTube is a fucking nightmare, okay? You can find it if you go to your video manager and go under community, then you can find your settings, because you have won hats, but you haven't claimed them yet. Because you did win. Anyway, I got a message here that I'm going to read. It's kind of long, but I think it affects a lot of players. For if you play competitive in general, or you play Highlander and stuff like that. If you just play pubs and you think pubs are fine, you're never ever gonna play competitive, then you can just tune out. You can just zone out. You can just go bye. Don't need you here. Is essentially what we're gonna do. So anyway, the message goes like this. So this is, by the way, if you send me a private message about stuff that could be useful for others, I'm gonna read it, and it's not really that big of a deal. It's quite common, actually, so that's why I'm bringing it up now before this episode. So this is my story. My name is Jeffrey, and my screen name is Wind Chicken. I already told his name, but that's okay. I started playing Highlander last season when I founded the UGC Steel Mighty Morphin Caber crew. We had practice for months and did not do good in the season. We did not have a feel for the competitive format, and we were, and still kind of are, new to the game. That is very common. But we've also had many roster changes and a high turnover rate with the players that joined our team. We did not have many scrims, nor did we know each other's playstyles. This made it hard to coordinate with each other. We ended up doing 3 to 5 and left with broken spears and dampened wills. In this coming season, the UGC 13, I have made a more stable roster, and we have been planning weekly scrims. Our main problem now is keeping our medic alive long enough to get an Uber. We keep our pyro demo heavy, and even me, the sniper, around him. But he just does not have the sense for when to pull back or Uber. He does not come very often, which means communicate on the talk. When you talk with your team, you have the earpiece, and you're like, this is Delta 5, Bravo 1, approaching Beta 7. Not in Team Fortress 2, though. It's more like, hey, I see the medic. I'm going to try and kill him. He doesn't come very often, although he's gotten better about it, and he does not want to practice. He does not want to practice. He does not want to practice. Okay? He thinks he's the best medic because he knows all the little tricks, and this only gets him killed more often than not. That's called the Dunning-Kruger effect, where you think you're really good, but you actually aren't, and you never ever improve, and you're kind of bad, but you don't realize because you think you're the best. Constantly, and anyone who has played a Dota game or a League of Legends game have met plenty of these people. There are not so many in Team Fortress 2, there are a few. Or maybe not. He's way overconfident and really moody whenever I bring it up to him. He never researches, plays, or cares. I've offered him to find him a mentor, but he finds the idea insulting and a waste of time. Highlander is something he does about once or twice a week, and he's really hurting our team's ability to push cap and, by extension, win. I get that a medic is a class that does not require much playing as other classes, but at the same time, what? I get that medic is a class that does not require as much playing as other classes. Wrong! Medic quite requires the most playing of all the classes. In fact, medics don't, like the people who even main medics don't play medic enough. That's just, no, just play medic a lot. You have to be a good medic if you want to be able to do all the stuff you want to do. And more. When you're only playing it because you think it's easy and Highlanders is a thing you do for kicks, then in my eyes, you won't get anywhere. I would boot him, but I know him as a friend, plus our team was founded off 7 friends from our class and then 2 people off the Reddit looking for team forums. Sadly, 2 of our players are going to be away from the internet for the summer season, and all that is left is the 5 of us and 4 people from the ether, which I guess is the internet. I have looked up to you as not only a sniper, but one of the smartest people in TF2 strategies. Yeah, you like usually people would be like, "Oh, thank you, that is so sweet." I'd be like, "Yeah, that is absolutely correct." No mercy. The maintaining basic Highlander is one that I showed to my team. I know you're probably a busy man, and any response would be amazing. Well, here you go, dedicated for YouTube. I even replied. By the way, I replied to this guy like a while ago. But if you could send me a list of competitive medic bases or something along those lines, I would be in depth. TLDR, our medic is arrogant and still not as good as at his class, but refuses help. I need some basic tips to give him to help him out with playing his class, and I love your work and a happy face. So, I think this is common, not just for medic, but any kind of team in general. So if you're playing Highlander and you can relate to this, this is a very common problem, especially in the lower leagues. We have people that are serious and not very serious. And then there's like this delicate balance of when you're in a team, what do you do? Because some people get mad when they lose. Like, I actually prefer to lose because it's like, hey, you're not good enough, you gotta practice more. And I'm like, yeah, I gotta practice more. Muscle flex, flex my wrists. And the movement keys, the hands as fast as I can to do that. But, like for any like rule of thumb when you play Highlander, you got to play with people of similar mindset as you. So that's kind of like one of the reasons I had trouble with is finding people with the right mindset, because I usually never rage, but I think people find me in my comments are enraging. And some people get really mad, and like as soon as the match is over, they just leave. They don't have a map talk. Some people like to strategize before the match. Some people just show up and play. So you gotta just find a team that everybody is on the equal mind. And I think what I said to him is that the first thing you gotta do when starting in competitive Highlander in UGC is that you should be very comfortable getting the fucking shit kicked out of you, alright? That's the first thing when joining competitive. Get comfortable losing horribly, because if you can't handle a loss, then you're gonna have a really bad time, because everybody's better than you when you start. So step 1 is get comfortable by losing and learn from your mistakes. If you never learn from your mistakes, you will never get better, and that's kind of like what this medic is. So he was like acting like, what should I do with my friend? He doesn't want to practice, it's just a thing he does, and it's like, well, if you and the rest of the team are trying really hard and working out and are called tryhards, you know, everybody's a tryhard if you want to do really well and work out a lot, and you just do whatever you can to get better, then I'd say you just kick him off the team and find a medic that like has the same spirit as you, because you always play better with people that are similar to yourself. So if you were just playing on a fun team and everybody on the team is like playing for fun, then that team will work better than if they have one like tryhard guy who gets mad when they lose and stuff like that. So that's like the general guidance I will give to that guy. And I thought like it was, I wasn't gonna dedicate an entire episode to this, so that's why I brought it up here, because he's a sniper and it was about the medic and about medic's mistakes and stuff. So let's just transition that thought from a medic never getting better to this guy who has absolutely nothing to do with what I just talked about. Like, he just sent me a demo and he's like, could you maybe coach me? And you'd be like, yeah, I mean, you gotta keep this in mind. And we're also gonna notice some snarky remarks here from his heavy, because I want to establish this before we start. Alright? In Team Fortress 2, it is always your fault for dying. Okay? It's not the medic's fault. It's not the pyro's fault because he didn't spy check enough. It's not like the fucking soldier's job because he didn't get the bomb on the sniper and the sniper shot you. So it's your fault. You know why? Because you walked out of that spawn. In the spawn, it's safe. You don't die in the spawn unless the round's over and you all died because you were the fucking pussies and didn't run out. But it's always your fault. Alright? Unless the medic, like there's one exception. And the exception is the medic goes, when you jump around this corner, I will Uber you. And you turn around like you say to the medic, are you sure? And the medic goes like, yeah, 100%. And you go like, good, I trust you. And then you jump around the corner and the medic's like, oh, I gotta check my phone. And then you die. That's like the only time. So we're going to be watching this game on Asheville. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I think it's in some country. It's healing the heavy plus minus, and we have an ungag vote because we need to put gags on people apparently.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So let's see here. Yes. So, just basic coaching style, we're just going to look at the basic medic, and the basic medic is pay more attention to your teammates than you do your enemies, and getting stabbed is an insult to your honor, is basically what we get from this. So, he's doing a great job of, step 1, heal everyone. And look at this, he's checking his back, looking around, always moving. That is like very basic, he keeps that in mind, and spots the spy immediately, and helps the pyro kill him somewhat. And you might be wondering, why is it lagging so badly? And the answer is, I have no idea. But here's a scout. And out with the needles, reload, and defend yourself. Yes! Good. This is actually, like, a lot of medics don't do this. If you're running the syringes, pull it out when you're in a bind, okay? It doesn't matter if you're Highlander or pubs or sixes or whatever. Having that little extra DPS against scouts that are jumping around and being pretty hard to hit helps out a lot. The penguin agrees. So he's not going to fall back and grab the health from his heavy friend. And they're just waiting. Like, this game, we will not really see that much of anything, really, because he's usually just hiding. There we go. Checking his back. This is very good, actually. Like, anything... Oh, this is bad. And... What the fuck is this? Plus minus? That was the heavy. What happened? That is something we're going to check. So we're going to go back a little bit. Because, man, do I love working with demos in this interface. There we go. So we're just going to resume, and we're going to slow it down a little bit. So he is connected with heavy, checks his back, checks his heavy, and then he checks his back again, and then the heavy's gone. Okay? So here's a couple of things that could happen. Well, actually here, he should actually have followed his heavy. He was just slightly out of position over here. But, over here, sorry, wrong screen. Over here, and he can connect with his heavy, because we can actually see that he went behind the wall here, he's not here. So I guess he was just not paying well enough attention. Then he goes and looks for the heavy, and he's like, just sees some splattery, and he's like, oh, well, maybe he's over here. And then he goes and just heals the demo, and then the heavy dies, and then he gets upset. Because of that. Yeah, there he is, he's dead. And then he uses the Uber right before he dies. And here it's important that you just saw a spy behind you. And here I would strongly recommend you to turn around to see what's up. And that will make you able to see the soldier. And you'll also see the sniper. Right now, this medic doesn't know the sniper is there. So, just the basic stuff. Just looking around. And make sure. Yeah, and he also hasn't turned around. Here, he turns around. He hasn't actually seen the sniper or anything. And he's just going to fall back here. Playing a bit safe now, but they still haven't captured the point. And he's now being shot. And here, I would have pulled out the needles. Because look at the health. 89 health is not a lot of health as a medic. So he just keeps healing the engineer, and he's down to 48 health. A lot of medics do this, and they're way too passive. You can actually really do some damage towards Scout with a needle gun. And there's a lot of medics who just, like, they keep just holding the medigun, and they're like, if I just heal you long enough, You will deal with the scout. And then they don't like, your fault that you did not kill the dude that was on me. Yeah. You big dumb. So there we go. Also taking out a spy. Actually getting the kill there. So. But it also depends what kind of unlock you're running. If you're running the, what is it called? The Crusader's crossbow, it's going to be a bit harder. But that's just like. Do you want to heal more and do less damage when you're in self-defense, or do you want to just be able to do more self-defense? That's basically what I'm doing. So, as for heal priority, he's pretty standard. Could have offered a bit more help to... Whoa! Caber demos. Aren't those things a bitch? Do you know what's bullshit? Weapons that kill in one hit. The sniper rifle knife from the Caber! I said sticky trapping, unless you didn't catch that. So here he's in a good spot. He will see anything coming, hopefully be able to react to it as well. Healing everyone, as that makes the Uber build faster. They have a full Uber as well, they're also in control of the point. And I just ate a yogurt. He keeps healing the heavy, and the heavy falls back. And yeah, they got the point, they're in control, so I guess they could do this. There's some banter going back and forth. Which is, I never like banter, really, or chat binds for that matter. And there's, oh, you see the demo? How much for a demo man that's gonna jump in and try and get the medic here? Oh, sees the spy, and decides that, yeah, it's him, it's my teammate. There's, when it comes to spy checking as a medic, there's really two ways you can do it. Alright? The one way that I usually do is I just heal the fucker. Because most likely it's not a spy. Because if I know it's like, is that a spy? Well, it depends on how convinced you are. Like if I'm like, could that be a spy? Like, most likely a teammate, I'll just heal him. And then I'll run up to him, and if I can't run through him, I'll fucking whack the shit out of him with my Uber saw. That's what I do. That's like number one. Number two is just to pull out the needles and shoot him and see what happens. Because usually what you should do when you're playing with the medic, what I always do is that if I look at the medic and the medic looks at me, I just shoot with whatever I have, or do something that a spy can't do, right? So if I'm a heavy and the medic looks at me and doesn't know I'm a heavy and is skeptical, then I do it. It's not so common for heavies because spies rarely disguise as heavy. But if you're like a pyro or a sniper or another spy or an NG or even a scout, if the medic looks at you, just shoot at the medic to be like, hey, I'm not a spy. And that eliminates a lot of time in the long run that the medic would normally have wasted being like, is that a spy? I gotta check if that's a spy or not, you know? And if everybody does that, then you will spot the spy every time, and you will be like, oh yeah, he didn't shoot when he saw me, yeah, that's a spy, and then you kill him. Because if nobody shoots at the medic, it's gonna be a lot easier for the spy to do the work. And in games that we've seen where people don't really have good communication that way, that in game that they like, are you a spy? And then they answer in the mumbles like, yeah, I'm not a spy. And then he's maybe somewhere else and he's actually a spy, and the spy kills you, and you're like, the fucking bullshit. Yeah, there we go. So an Uber popped. See, he sees the spy and he runs in with the heavy, because keep in mind there's two of you, and he gets some information jumping around, and then he's gonna go and heal the soldier. This is excellent heal priority, by the way. Oh, sees the sniper. Could potentially engage, but he's just gonna dodge back and forth, and then the scout's gonna go and bother the sniper, which is pretty nice, I have to say. Pretty nice. And here comes the spy. He gets taken out. He is deader. The color redder. Reddit, whatever. Good. I nailed that one. And then just healing everyone in general. Oh, there's a spy. Here I would have pulled out the Uber saw, but he's just being very protective here. And I think there's a lot of medics who are very afraid of face stabs and stuff like that. But seriously, face stabs rarely happen these days, right? Right. Healing everyone. Healing the scout. Giving your teammates as much overheal as possible is also very important. So I think the scout there could actually have afforded to wait a bit longer to get the full overheal, because it will make his job a lot easier. And I was just hanging out with his heavy back in the base, and oh, here comes the caber. Actually kills someone, and then he gets killed himself. So a wasted demo for something, didn't get the medic. That's a nice trade. And he comes in and oh! Oh! All right, you're starting to heal him, and ooh. Did you guys see that? That is the exception I talked about earlier. Man, oh man. Okay, so we're gonna go back quite a bit here and take a look at that again, because that is actually really painful. I mean, I feel sorry for the heavy guy. I mean, Jesus. All right, so here we go. And it's like, all right, I got a full Uber, almost. There we go, 97, 98. 99. Oh, here comes the caber dude, and I take him out. All right, there we go, speeding it up a little bit. All right, so here we go. Here we go. The heavy's like, all right, let's go. Keep in mind, if the heavy died now, it would have been his own fault. But now, all right, he's like, yeah, all right, use the Uber, and then he loses the connection as he passes the corner. And as a medic, I'm not sure if you noticed, but here there's nothing. All right, there's nothing here. If you're healing somebody, there's something. Okay? So then he just goes out and he looks at the heavy, who still just remains off the flashing. I think now the heavy doesn't have Uber anymore. But this guy, he's doing what he should have done if he was healing. But once again, there's nothing here. So maybe he thought like he got the bug where you have no medigun beam. And then he sees the heavy here, has nothing. And then it looks at the oh, it's so painful. Oh my god, my heart hurts. Jesus. And then oh god. And then 11 health. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna flash you because I wasn't healing you this entire time. Then the heavy just dies to headshot immediately, and yeah, the guy's like, medic, and I think that's one of the times when you're allowed to yell at your medic, because Jesus Christ. Because you can see now that he's healing somebody, there's something here. Right, and it's right next to your gun. Or maybe he just didn't like the guy, you know, who knows, who knows. But that was the, make sure that the heal beam is connected. Is all I have to say about that one. Ouch. Freeze for Fun says maybe it has the view model to 0. Yeah, maybe. But that's not very smart when you're a medic to have the view model disabled. Because if you have the view model disabled, it looks like this. You can still see the heal beam, but not if it has like the heal beam bug. So there you go. Here's the view model. No view model. Yeah, like that. But they still held the point. They're still holding it. They're still in the lead. But yeah, I feel like if this happens and you're the heavy, you're gonna trust your medic a lot less, because he basically made you die. And hey, victory, new round. Okay, we're out in the middle again. So healing, and it's important to heal the snipers as well, so they get the heal advantage, and your heavy hasn't really taken any damage. And well, the sniper went down, I think. Yeah, he's dead as shit. And going with the heavy to go around on the side. We haven't really seen the pyro be too close to the medic this game. Like, the red pyro has been pretty absent from what we've seen. But he's probably doing other things, and spy hasn't really been a problem for the medic right now. So you can see, like, you don't necessarily need... Whoa, Halo. Out with the needles and defending himself. Yes. Because...
Somersault!
Because somersault, Guile. Because there's a timing where you will actually die before your ally is able to kill whatever is pressuring you as a medic. So you could either heal the guy who's not taking damage when you are the one taking damage in this 2v1 situation where he was, you know, backed against the wall. Let's see if we can just bring that up once more here. See if I got the right tick. And hopefully the game doesn't crash. Maybe I jinxed it. Who knows? Alright, so here we have the situation where there's going to be a spy here pretty soon. Yeah, there we go, spy. This guy does a sniper, stabs the medic, and then he hits him once with the face stab. Then it hits him twice. And the scout here is actually reloading his gun. And he just had to shoot the... Well, actually, the engineer helped him there to kill him. But, yeah, if he didn't pull out the needles there, he might have died. Because the spy might have gotten off one extra swing. So that is something to keep in mind. Because if he was just kept healing the scout, well, basically, there's just one damage source there. And maybe the engineer wouldn't have been able to kill the spy. We don't know that. But, yeah, I like that very much in medics. Whenever they're pressured, pull out your syringe gun, because if the person you're healing is fully healed, they don't necessarily need overheals while you're taking damage. So be able to defend yourself. Don't be too passive. Keep in mind that you are able to do damage too, and sometimes it's just a little bit extra damage that gives your team the advantage. So keep that in mind. And he spots the spy and doesn't get stabbed or anything. And now the pyro, and everybody's on the point. Everybody's happy. We're having a great time. So there we go. And for anybody wondering, it still says you're healing someone on the HUD if you have view models turned on and off. So that is just what Hayden would call sloppy. Or Wesker. Don't get sloppy!
Incompetence surrounds me!
That's probably what the Heavy thought when he was left for dead. Or like...
How is this possible?
No, I think the one is...
You failed me!
Yeah, that's what the Heavy thought. If he was Wesker. You failed me. You failed me again! Medic. So once again, they have a full Uber, not really doing much with it, and... Oh, Heavy gets stabbed. Whose fault was that? Whose fault was it that he died? Well, actually, it was the spy, because he's the one that killed him. But whose fault was it? It was the Heavy's fault for dying, right? Because he didn't check his back. Yeah, good. Let's just establish that. Because the reason I want to emphasize on that is... if it's always your own fault for dying, you don't start the blame game. It's like, oh, well, you didn't kill this. Oh, well, you didn't do anything with that. Oh, well, you're a fucking dick. Well, yeah, well, at least I'm not a pussy. Stays in spawn and waits for respawns. God. I'm not sure what that was, but it's probably someone who's like that, I guess. So now he's hiding behind here. This positioning is pretty good. He can't get sniped, and he has a good overview on everything. The only thing he isn't really looking for is things in the sky, but there really hasn't been that much. It's been a couple of caber dudes a while. Speaking of caber dudes, oh, there's one right there. All right. Well, I guess he went down as a soldier, healing him, giving a full 300 health overheal, and then he jumps away. Heavy is pretending to be a sentry around the dispenser, and the enemy team is not really attacking because the Joker and the rest of the team are doing fantastically well without their medic. And then when they're low on health, they run to where the medic's at, and then they get heals and they go back at it. So right now, this defense is working pretty well because the enemy team doesn't really have a lot of structure. Here comes a soldier, here comes a caber, oh, nice dodge there. Keep in mind that you run faster backwards. Well, you actually, okay, take two. You run slower if you just run backwards than you do forwards, okay? So if you're being chased by your twin class, if you're a scout running backwards and there's a scout running forward, he will run faster than you, unless you do like the fancy trick where you slide to the side and then he runs just as fast as you, but it's pretty hard to do. But as a medic, I think you run faster backwards and the demo man runs forward. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So we have Feisty here, plus minus, the Heavy, who was failed. Medic betrayed his trust. And we're just waiting for stuff to happen. Waiting. Nothing's really happening. Some bombs coming in, low on health. Gets the health. Caber comes in and, oh, drops it. Now, whose fault was that? Well, wasn't the medic. And then he does something nice. They're behind, and he goes out with the Kritzkrieg, which is nice. I guess he realizes he's behind in the Uber line, and he sees his Heavy. Decides to go the back route, and so does the Heavy. If the Heavy wanted to stay and take more damage, he would have stayed there, but he goes back and charging up the Kritzkrieg. Now the blue team is holding the point, so they're just scattering around here and regrouping. Actually being a bit behind and having lost their advantage now, but all they need to do is just cap it, and then they win the round, so you're gonna be seeing about that. Healing the demo man is also important. He checks his back, and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta follow these guys while my FPS goes to shit. Oh, there's a scout on me! Scout on me! Scout on me! Help me, help me, help me! He could potentially have pulled out the needles there, but luckily the scout didn't shoot as well as he should. But if the scout would have shot as well as he should, the medic would have been dead. If it would have been like if the scout's name would have been like one of the European scouts that's in the top leagues, like Sorex or Lazy Bear or one of those guys, he'd be dead by now, unless he pulled out his needles and helped with the gun, because the Heavy couldn't really land shots, because scouts are fast and hard to hit. So there we go with the Kritzkrieg, and one thing that's important with the Kritzkrieg is to check your back. So here, I would have checked my back to look for spies, and I would have seen my demo man, maybe flashed him so he could have shot him a couple of things, but there we go. Gotta remove the drive because the drive is stupid, and now he checks his back. Not as early as I would have liked, but hey, it works. And here comes the jumping demo man. Or jumping soldier, rather. And then he gets stabbed. Let's see, could he potentially have foreseen that? Let's see if we go to 485. 4500. Yeah, good. Look at all these hours, man, and legit points. So let's see here. Here he goes. Okay, so here comes the jump. Oh. But our pyro is here. And now he's here. Yeah, there he is. And dead. Yeah, but it's hard to, like, getting stabbed will happen when you're distracted, and he was clearly distracted because he was delivering the heals. So if you were trying to switch between heals between 3 more targets, that's when you get stabbed. And that is something to keep in mind. No, he's also one of the guys to go on the point, take some damage, and recaps, and captures it. Hey, victory for them. Doing fairly well. With his team giving overheals to everybody. Early heal in the beginning for snipers is very important because it allows them to do a lot more than if you didn't. And he's going to heal this. Oh, he's going to go after. Not going to go after the scout. One thing that's also important to remember is the damage estimation, where you can estimate the damage of someone. So if you see a scout take 2 rockets, then you can probably finish him off with the syringes pretty easily. So that is something to keep in mind as well. Getting the feel. Oh wait, you just saw your sniper Pine die, and he died to this. And this gives you the information that there's a scout behind here. And as a medic, you should be really wary right now. And you can see he's paying attention. He's like, well, is the scout gonna come for me? Well, is he there? No. And he's being protected by his spun up heavy, and there's also a mini sentry there. So the scout can't really do that much because scouts are terrible against anything stationary. And they're just gonna go and get the point here and just hold it, I guess, for a while. Going with the Kritzkrieg, and you should just be really aggressive when you got the Kritzkrieg, man. There's nothing to really hold on to. Just go until you meet some blue guys, and then you pop, and then you kill them, and you run back. Hopefully you get the medic when you do that stuff. People asking, what kind of scout takes 2 rockets and survives? I mean low damage rockets, right? Like 40 damage rockets, 40-40. He doesn't have a lot of health left. It's like 80 damage off 125. That's math. I'm not going to do it for you, but you can do it yourself. Post in a comment, like and subscribe. Kritzkrieg coming in here. Lands it, taking out the engineer. Something was in the sky, and it was the Caber demo. Luckily, he didn't land on him because his airstrafe wasn't proper. And then, well, they did get something. They did get a slight lead out of it, but they didn't kill anything. It's too important. And notice that we haven't seen the other medic for the other team pretty much the entire game. Right? We had, like, Oh, what was that? Oh, that was a demo. Okay, well, he didn't do what he was supposed to do, and we survived because of that, so that's nice, I guess. So there we go.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
Coming back and forth, he's just doing what he's doing right now. Staying in here is pretty safe, but then again, can't heal his team, but they have the advantage. And oh, what the... I thought about how to fix the face tabs thing. I mean, Jesus, that wasn't.
Victory.
Gotta love replays, man.
Capture the control point.
Okay, so here we are.
Alert. Our control point is being
Oh,
captured.
whoa.
Alert. The control.
God damn it! Wrong keys. Gonna go back again. Man, I love demos. I have like bindings, but I hit the wrong one.
Victory. We have captured the control point. Alert. Our control point
I've
is
seen it 3 times now, but not in slow motion, as I'd liked. Okay, so there's the medic here. Wait, hold on. Let me try something. Third person. Yeah, there you go. Turns. There's nothing there. Oh, but there's a spy. He turns around. And this is what I mean. Suspicious behavior, and he's like, alright, healing him.
the control
And
point is being captured.
dead as shit.
Alert.
Send the demo to
Control point is being
Nizzled,
detected.
the Sin dude, who does how-to videos constantly.
Alert. The control point is being captured. Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Healing. Healing everyone, passing the wheels around. They're still in the lead, doing fairly well for themselves. I think he's seen enough to kind of get what he's doing, and I accidentally hit the wrong button. Sorry about that, the audio blasting through your ears. And, yeah, Heavy is low in health. Taking all that damage, and they're about to, well...
Mission ends.
Got a lot of people who are talking on Facebook to their girlfriends when they're playing TF2. Man, what a bunch of assholes they are. AFKers, I mean. Jeez. So still haven't really seen much of the enemy medic. We really haven't had any proper rubrics, and I think like maybe once. Oh my god! Alright, we learn from previous mistakes and get the heavy. No! Then medic's like, med. He's like, med. Med.
You failed me!
But not really, not actually. Why? Let's go back and see. 7400, yeah, something like that. Let's see, 7400. Yeah, right. Because if you put in the wrong number, then you're absolutely fucked. Also, this map isn't particularly good. It got taken out of most rosters here, so here he is, and he's like, oh my god, full, okay, pop, and he's like, all right, get to the heavy. And the heavy's like, I'm gonna move forward around this wall, making absolutely sure the medic doesn't have a chance to heal me, and then die. And then I'll complain really loudly that, you know, med dot. But hey, 25% free Uber off the scout. That's not bad. As a medic, you should be like a vampire. You'd be like, always on the, I hunger for Uber. He's a Uber. Oh, there's a jumping guy that he didn't look at, but I guess he was trusting his team blindly, which you shouldn't. I think that was it, maybe? Yeah, that was it. So that was it. That was the coaching thing, coaching STOUT SHAKO. Pretty well, positioning-wise. Healing priority is also nice. I mean, the enemy team didn't put up much of a fight, so... it would be more interesting to watch a game where you just got absolutely, totally demolished and absolutely destroyed. And the best format to work with me when I'm doing competitive stuff is basically a source TV, because I can do so much more with that than I can with regular POVs, because they're a fucking bitch to work with. And also for the show, the other HiGPS, when you do replays, it's only replays, not demos, because demos are fucking pain in the ass to work with in this kind of format. So the next week's episode is still the same. It's still going to be a Razorback Sniper Shutdown as any class but Sniper with any unlocks you may desire. And we're just going to look at interesting stuff. Already gotten some interesting submissions here where people have just absolutely destroyed and have camped the snipers. And they don't change. They just keep the Razorback and they don't do anything. I hope the mic isn't wobbling too much. And yeah. And as for HighlanderOpen.org, check that out if you're interested in that. And also, if you have some problems with, you know, your team or anything and you want my opinion, if you think that's important, just add me on Steam or send me a message or write in the Steam group or send me even an email. Whatever. I'll read it and I'll reply because I'm helping people and that's what it's all about. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to do raffles on YouTube anymore because it's so hard to get in contact with people. So we're gonna do it on Twitter instead. So when the YouTube video goes up, you take the link and you take the YouTube link, you type @HiGPS, and then you do hashtag penguin. All right, hashtag penguin will get you in a raffle where you can win an item, and it's gonna be 3 winners, and you can win some of these items that you see here. Oh, look at all this. Not all of them, but a few. And then you can also tell me which class you play the most, and you'll get a class-specific hat crafted by that. So be sure to do that. @HiGPS with the YouTube link to the video, so I know you're not fucking around with the hashtag penguin. All right, so that on Twitter. So maybe you should follow me on Twitter to do that, which is also @HiGPS. So thank you guys for watching so much, and I will see you